Hey everyone, it's Venom. Every now and then teams hit a progress wall that can often be hard to overcome, and it's really difficult to figure out what the root cause of it is. Some may feel like it's a general skill or chemistry issue with their teammates, but sometimes it can be less about what you're doing and more about what you're saying, or importantly not saying. So in this video we're going to cover what I think might be the most important thing you and your team can work on: communication. Let's begin with its use on defense. There should really be two types of comms used here. The first is directions from the goalkeeper, calling out where enemy players are located as they move around the bubble and directing their defenders to cover specific opponents. Providing this information allows the defenders to focus more on where the disc is at and positioning between the pass lanes rather than figuring out whether or not they are accidentally double marking the same opponent. To complement this, defenders also need to be calling out their marks for the same reason. Other important callouts may include letting your teammates know when you've been stunned or when your mark has beaten you on a cut towards goal. This will at least make the goalkeeper aware of danger behind them or alert a nearby teammate to shift away from man coverage to zone. Next is immediately after turnovers. First, and possibly most important, is to let your teammates know that the interception or steal has happened. Every second after a turnover counts when trying to maintain possession, and with players focused on their marks, they may not have realized that your team gained control of the disc. At this point, the offense should either be moving into passing formations or getting together to form chains. It is also critical to let the disc holder know how much time or distance they have between the closest opponent, generally through the stoplight color callouts: green, yellow, and red. Further callouts used are clear or chain on, to let them know to slap the disc away or avoid the enemy's chain path. Additionally, you can support this player by calling out your location or the location you are moving to. If you haven't learned the names of Geo yet, I have a video linked above. From here we move into offensive comms. This will continue using the stoplight and Geo callout methods, but we're going to go one step further and emphasize hesitation before moving to the next geolocation. We've all been there when we throw a perfect pass right to where a teammate just was. So in order to help the passer, I say things like moving to ghost or moving to trap, and then hesitate for a second to allow the disc holder to process that information. From there, I try to hold a hand out in the direction I'm moving to act as a target for them to hit. This is extremely effective for receiving a cut pass in front of the goal. Another effective use of comms is to call out to the disc holder if you see a teammate who is uncovered and available for a pass. And lastly, it is also useful while moving up the arena to verbally call out locations of hiding opponents to avoid a surprise attack or an easily picked pass. In the event of a loss of possession on offense, the team needs to be informed of the turnover, and immediately players should be communicating who they're connecting with to chain back on defense. As talked about in my speed and mobility video, it is crucial to call a player back to you so those chains are formed as fast as possible. Once repositioned, we are back to using those defensive callouts discussed earlier. Lastly, and most importantly, comms should be used to have fun. Keep things serious but lighthearted. Toxic comms are unhelpful and can make it extremely difficult to have an enjoyable experience with a team. I know I've worked with a player or two before that just made playing scrims and practices unbearable, and with as much time as you'll spend with your roster, the last thing you want is for teammates not wanting to show up for practice. To finish this off, these tips can be used for your competitive teams or to just better develop yourself in pubs. The mic is the most powerful tool you have at your disposal in the arena, and you shouldn't be afraid to use it. I know there are players who have perfectly valid reasons for not talking during games, but I promise it will make you a better player and provide for a more enjoyable and rewarding experience. With that, enable those mics, start talking with your teams, and I'll see you in the arena.